Hello there, welcome to episode 2 of my space exploration run for Factorio. So, last time we have set up ourselves in this tiny little workshop. I have researched electricity and automation, so today we're going to get right into the topic. I have also taken the liberty of exploring the electric mining drill technology and setting up a couple of these. So, the first couple of things that I want to do for today are quite simple. I want to automate power production, and I want to get myself into a real industrial status, so to say. So, we are also researching in the background electronics and all those things, and today's goal is mostly to electrify the industry that we're currently running with fuel, as you might see here. So this is really something that I want to work on today. Alright, so we're going to set up the first couple of mining machines over here, simply because they are going to be the very first ones supplying us with the necessary coal for the power. So here we go. We're also requiring a couple of pieces of belt and a few burner inserters. So there we go. Let's check out power grid. So these two guys, they are actually quite good at what they're doing, but what I don't like here is that we're actually wasting fuel. So let's stop wasting fuel and start refining fuel. So here, well, we're going to make it like this. It sucks to make that with burner inserters, but electric inserters are, well, hard for me to make here right now. So electronics has been researched. Let's go for gun turrets right next there. I feel a lot safer with gun turrets. So here we're now refining the coal that we're producing. It's not exactly super efficient, but it's also not bad either. So we can now start getting this whole thing on a new level, because, you know, we have now access to electricity. So that's really where the fun starts. I want to get the metal production running, or the iron production running ASAP, because I figured that this is right now one of the things that bothers me most. I just don't want to be hand feeding these machines anymore. It bothers me to no end. So I don't. Let's see, do these guys have copper? As you see here, it's all a little bit of a nightmare, but we're gonna get past it. So let's get the power downstairs here. And the best part is that we're also starting to get ourselves into the realm of automated smelting. So good times ahead. Okay, so let's get ourselves 4 of these guys. I think that's a good amount. And I want to have logistics ASAP as well, because we're gonna get hungry here. Thing is, in space exploration, the early game does require more raw resource than other mod packs, because you actually have to feed. So here, so many byproducts, so many intermediates, so many more of these things that we will really notice. So I need to have the logistics technology before I can continue on that end. Tragic, but it is as it is. And let's see. This machine has a nice stockpile of processed fuel for me, so we can keep our machines running. I'll keep this pot here still alive, because we're very far from being able to getting things done automated properly. So I'm gonna grab myself some stone, and we are going to set up the whole smelting business real quick already. So logistics, there we go. Faster than I thought. Logistics science packs, but we're not gonna take that pod yet. Let's take the fast insert tech. So I want a splitter, because I want to pipe out this stuff already. There we go. We're gonna be handcrafting transport belts now. A lot. For now. I think we can stop it rather sooner than later, but I really don't know how long this necessity will last. So, we're gonna pipe the fuel over through here. And I think I'm gonna get myself another splitter. More about that in a hot minute. So, we're gonna go for the very classic smelting setup that I always run here after a while. We have a income of 1.66. Let's see how far this will get us. So, yeah, well, I think I'm going to go and bite that bullet. We're going to go for electric inserters. We really need to automate much of that production as soon as we can, because obvious reasons. I'm gonna stuff all that coal in here. And it's time to get those logistics up and running here. So I don't want to rely on burner inserters anymore. Or not more than I need to. I should rather put it down that way. In the smelting business, you could go for that. Actually, it's not as horrible as it might sound. But I want to have this factory operating at a standard that I usually play with as fast as possible, basically. So it's gonna be the fuel for a little operation here. And obviously we do require yet another splitter. Or at least that's one way how we can fix this. One way that I want to fix this with. So, jeez. Everything is so costly. Seriously, I really suffer from those production costs severely. Okay. Now the only thing, I mean, there are many ways that we could do this. Actually, you know what? I just realized that I don't want to do things like that. We're gonna do it smarter. There we go. Oh, yikes. We're out of belt. It's about time that we're starting to automate these processes. It's terrible that we have to work like this, but, you know. Early game. Early game. I feel like we're already on a pretty... This is much better than it could be. So here we ran out of resource yet again. Well... But all these operations, they have their glaring deficiencies by now. We can do so much better. And we do so much better now as well. I'm quite happy with my transition from one age to another currently. So we will require these assemblers so desperately. So how much iron do we eat? More than we produce. That's okay. Don't mind. So one of the first things that I want to do now is I want to automate a couple of these things that I'm currently handcrafting constantly. Because it's just a terrible pain to be constantly handcrafting, for example, those belts. That's what we've researched all those things for, you know. Therefore, let's get started with that as soon as we can, though. So, 7 assemblers, that should get us somewhere. Here we go. So, let's research medpacks. Why not? Certainly one of the useful things in this game. And the really good part about this right now is that we are now going to leave the burner phase already. So the engine does require a gear wheel. Okay. So we can put this down like that. Or tell you what, we're going to... Ugh, this is the mod of the 1000 engine add-ons. I think this should work like that. Oh, it doesn't require the... my bad. Whoopsie. So, we're going to have it down like... this. So, that's how we're gonna work. Beautiful. So, research is actually going way faster than I originally feared. It's really good. The only thing that's not going as well anymore is the process of handcrafting itself. We're really slowing down here tremendously. Also, I'm not getting the necessary fuel processing done. We're also limping behind in that department, but that's all okay. It's not about being super efficient right now. It's more about getting the stuff into motion. And most importantly, reduce the burden of handcrafting. Because that's one of the worst things in the early game. And that's one of the things that where I feel like I done very bad in the past. So I really want to work on that part of my game here. I think we're doing a good job so far. So more mining machines. We've got to keep an eye out on our what's it called again? On our fuel consumption though. But luckily, I mean, this alone is worth so much. I'm also considering to get myself this little beauty here happening. So there we go. This is something that helps in the early game so much. It's just a very simple little trick that I personally love doing. We are going to get ourselves some intermediates pre-produced, because I realized a while ago that these all those intermediates, they slow you down tremendously. The production of these, especially the handcrafting of these, is really a big problem for you during your early game phase. And since in Factorio nothing goes bad, just using these for a while now, until I don't need them anymore. Just gonna rip out these machines afterwards, and until then, they'll do me a great job at speeding up my entire business here. So, that's that. Let's get ourselves some iron plates in here again. I'm afraid the copper plates will run out rather sooner than later too, but whatever. I'm getting there. I'm quite happy that I'm getting myself through the researching part so consistently well right now. I actually expected it so much worse, to be honest. So, here, by the way, we can clearly see why it's great to have these hand-fed burners still, even after you're done with many things. So, let's do this again. So, here you can see now how we shortened the work. There's still a lot of stuff that I'm handcrafting here, but pressure is less. So, here... Oh, whoopsie. That won't work like that, huh? Well, I'm going to make it like that. Just another little workaround. Just want to have my bricks burned here. We need them for several buildings. I'm very far away of automating that process, so I think that's a smart thing to do right now. Okay, so next steps. We are already on a very, very good way, I'd say. But what I clearly see is that we now should up our game and get ourselves into some more mining machines. Definitely. I also want to have a machine that uses me copper cable, because I do realize lately that many of my production processes are severely slowed down because of my lack of copper cable. With these little things, speeding up my early game, you know. It's all nothing terribly sustainable or long-term relevant, any of these machines, but it helps so much. I really like doing that. Good. Also, I want to give myself the next machine here. One of those mining machines is supposed to be like there. And let's craft these. And here you see now, it's a lot less work now that we got at least some of those copper cables done. I mean, it ain't much, but it's seriously slowing, speeding up your production. Good. So the next couple of miners that we're going to get ourselves are the copper miners, because obviously copper is a pretty important resource here too. So let's see how we're going to pull this off. Oh, before I forget it in between, I want to craft myself one of those beautiful little SMGs. So I gotta be careful that I'm not accidentally dipping into any of these nasty patches. Let's do it like that. Speaking about nasty patches, this is entirely nasty to begin with, but I'm keeping this this setup here, or this patch, I should rather say, mostly because it's convenient. It's a convenient starting point, and once I want to have much more of that, we're going to head on over there. After that, we need to scout anyways for larger amounts. Okay, let's move on over here and feed those little guys with power finally. With power poles that I ran out of now. Well, yet another reason to grab those copper cables, you see. And we need a couple of extra assemblers and furnaces. Jeez. So I think it's also time for the first underground here. Because I just realized that I don't like where this is headed. So we're gonna do it like this. We're gonna pipe it through here. And then I'll have furnaces here. Let's do this like that then. And a little bit of a splitter here. And a bit of a different situation there. Let's merge it here. Just a couple of logistical little tricks here. The patches here are so small that we don't need to worry too much about what we're doing here, but they're large enough to warrant some logistical black magic here happening. Good. We're getting somewhere here. Before we know it, this is going to be a really fancy, nice starter base. Okay, so this is going to be how we're playing it. And now we're just grabbing ourselves a couple of extra intermediates. There we go. It's gonna be a small-scale copper production, no question. But it's fully automated, you know. That's what this is all about. It's also completely wire spaghettified. I'm very sorry if this hurts your eyes. It surely hurts mine to a certain degree, but... Well, gotta do what you gotta do. So... we're now slowly transitioning out of this these olden days where we're hand-feeding things and all. But there's still a couple of parts of the factory where I'm really still happy that I got them. Otherwise, I would be really struggling with the materials for the handcrafting. It's really good, actually. So here we go. Science production drowned in between because of the lack of iron plates. Still need to wire these iron plates logistically up to the network here, but I haven't found an opportunity yet. But the good side is we have now all the basic materials, the basic vanilla materials on the line. That's really good. Not so good, we just don't seem to have enough material here. So let's up the amount of mining machines. How about that? So, 2.5 units of ore per second. Alright, we got this. So, this whole operation here is extremely small, weak, and not sustainable. So we're going to start to expand as quick as possible, because this is just, you know, just what's getting us started. I'm gonna dislodge this here pretty soonish, because I want to expand my smelters. But we cannot expand copper-wise well anymore. This is already not possible anymore with this setup. But it was never my intent here to be too thorough with that patch here. Okay, so we do require a couple of extra assemblers now. Let's pick the copper cable one back up. I already miss his services. And just one stack, you know? We don't want to overdo it. It's just one stack. Okay. Now we gotta think about how we're going to progress now deeper. So electricity has been researched all over the board, but we will require glass to see this through for real. So I think one of the most sane things to do next is to replace those burner assemblers, at least with the electric ones, so we can help ourselves to an automatic assembly here, at least. I think that's one of the best things that I can think of. Luckily, we can directly replace those little buggers. It's quite fortunate, because we can use the old burner ones to build new ones, because in this mod pack, everything is building up on its basics. Everything. But that also means that we cannot leave those little yellow inserters running. I mean, one good part we have here, the inserters in this mod pack, they don't require electronic circuits. So that's probably something positive to say. But it's been clearly... Ah, well. Electronic circuits in this mod pack are a little bit of a pain to produce. A little bit. Just a tiny little bit. Okay. But we get in there. Let's grab ourselves again some intermediates. Speed up the crafting. Got a nice amount of stone bricks here. I think we made, so far, brilliant progress. I mean, it's still clear that we're, well, still relying on archaic machinery, so to say. And I really want to change this a little bit too, because that's just a very unfortunate way of distributing things. Don't like that. We can do so much better, so we're going to do this like that. It's the age of the belts now, my friends. Here we go. So we're also going to put those burner labs back on the track here. Good God, my cats are scaring the hell out of me. Jumping against the door. Okay, and now, well, last but not least, the inserters. It's a bit of a pain to get all this set up, but I think we did a great job so far. The labs will still require me hand-feeding them. Yes, that's a problem for the upcoming time, but it's much less bad than it sounds, or than it could be. I don't know how to call it. Because I'm just going to keep that cutesy little daisy chain here running. And therefore, we're going to have no problem whatsoever with that part. Let's slap some more iron plates in there. And provide these guys manually with the copper plates they require. Yeah, I don't like that part yet. Or, I don't like it still, I should rather say. But things could be much, much worse. Things have been much, much worse. So let's get rid of the ores. I just like that a lot too. Let's feed those guys again. And I think we are at a pretty good spot to say goodbye for today. So research could be optimized better. I know I could be getting those science packs to labs more effectively, but it is going to be okay since this is just a starter lab. In the upcoming episodes, well, I think the next episode will be about how to get me assembling machines, electric mining drills, and all those things automatically done so I can expand accordingly. Because we got here really nice stuff lying around, but we do need ways and means to acquire that. Also, obviously, I need to acquire some stone. So, yeah. Next episode, I think we're going to go towards the construction of a starter mall, if we want to call it like that. Alright, thanks for watching, everybody. Drop me your comments down below. Leave me a thumbs up if you'd be so kind to subscribe. I'd be very, very delighted. And that being said, check out Patreon, PayPal, and Buy Me a Coffee as ways and means to support this channel. I'd be delighted to have you. And if you can't, don't want, or whatever, I really don't mind. I am very happy to have you that long around here. Thanks for watching this video until the very end, and have a wonderful day. See you soon.